Hello, dear ones. Wanted to chime in here and see if I could have everybody here signed up and wanted to say hello because I've been talking to a lot of folks today and the energy is very, very intense. And I wanted to give you just a couple of thoughts as you're managing all of the energies that are coming into the world right now. Okay, so I'll give you all just a few minutes to be able to jump on. So what is happening is a lot of people are feeling like a pressure cooker these days. If you haven't noticed that about yourself or about others, hello, my sweet sisters and my dear brothers that are on the channel. Want to make sure you can hear me today and that we're all good. But what I wanted to find out is are you feeling those intense energies right now? Because I'm hearing this from everybody, personally, professionally. It feels like we're a bit in a pressure cooker. So I'm hoping one of you can just add a chat to the chat box to make sure everything is working for me and that you can hear and see me okay. So here's the thing is don't be surprised by the intensity of energies. Based on the Schumann's resonance, okay, thank you very much, Chrissy, I appreciate that. Based on the Schumann's resonance that's coming in, the energies are big, so big, big, big. Some of you are handling it beautifully. You've already done your pre-work, your self-work. You actually are feeling a feeling of euphoria or excitement. Hello, Gail, and the rest of you. I'm so glad to see you all. Sending you much love here today. You might be feeling elements of euphoria. I know that I will tap into that from time to time throughout the day. And wow, does it feel so wonderful to the soul, so nourishing, so loving. Just a level that you almost feel like you're floating. Okay, you're floating and you're like, wow, this is special. And then the world will yank you down, and then you will feel yourself plummet right back to what some are calling the 3D world, but it's more of a dense energy, whatever you call it. Remember, I'm not about all the definitions of this. What you are experiencing is what some would even call a multidimensional life. Okay, so some of you are rocking right through it. The more you read, the more you tune into your divine team, the more you're allowing things to flow, you're rocking right along, and that's great. There are a lot of us. Hello, Miss Sharon and Jeannie. There are a lot of people, though, that don't understand what's happening right now. And so they're either pushing back on it, or they're frustrated, or they find themselves becoming short with people. Are you noticing that people maybe at the grocery store, at the gas station, that some people are really, really short and intense? I mean, you can almost feel like an energetic burst. What's happening with some people that really have no idea, okay, that all this is going on in the world because we are living through a time. Hello, Miss Aggie, so good to see you. We're living through a time that many don't understand. And so we're going to hear it referred to all kind of ways. What my job is as the teacher and as the intuitive that I am is to simply interpret some of it for you and give you some thoughts about how to manage this as you're going along. We don't have to label it. So having to label everything about what do we call it, that is a very human characteristic. Because when we look at things in the context of the divine, of the cosmos, of a much larger perspective, there's really no need for everything to be defined. That is a strictly human thing. We want to put things in boxes and linear, and we want to put it in rows, and we want an explanation, and we want to know the beginning, and we want to know the end. Sound familiar? So, what we're being asked right now, for those people that want to drink in, what we have is like this charge coming into the universe that can lift us up to the next level of consciousness, the next level of awareness, the next level of awakening. That's actually quite exciting. So if we could put all the human stuff aside, that's all exciting. So I believe a new world is coming, Aggie. I don't believe in the phrase New World Order. So I am claiming that not to be true, but I do believe there's a new earth and a new way of being coming for all of us. So we can take in these energies and we can actually use it like fertilizer. I want you to think about it like a miracle grow for your soul. Okay, we have all these energies that are coming in and it's lifting up where we are as humanity. That's exciting. That's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is people are clinging to all of the fear and all of the uncertainty and all of the angst, and they're pretty angry and pretty frustrated right now. And they are turning into a bit of a like pressure cooker. I mean, they know the energy has to go. And this is where you're seeing people, family members, friends, people that you don't expect start to lash out. Okay, lash out, shut down, cut people with their words. And you see an intensity. This is where we see the Karens coming out in the world telling everyone how they must do things. What we're seeing is a level of people that aren't able to manage the energies that are coming in. And then there's the rest of us that are somewhere in the middle. So I wanted to offer this to you today because please understand, I'm feeling it too, my sweet sisters. My sweet sisters, my dear brothers, I'm feeling it too. I'm having to spend much more time tuning into the divine, tuning into nature, tuning into silence. Silence for me right now is a very important nourisher. What you've done in the past may or may not work right now. That's what I wanted to bring up to all of you. So if you are finding a little bit like, so a lot of my empaths that follow, you are absorbing a lot of this energy. So for you, it might be feeling that you are bringing the light down through your body, and then you surround yourself with a golden egg of protection. And you can put some, I don't know, peppermint oil on it if you want. You can sprinkle in your imagination some lavender oil. But start to take more ownership of how you're walking through the world. Because right now, if we all had, you remember, ever see a food fight from like high school or college where everyone's got a bunch of food and they're throwing it at other people? That may be purely an American thing, I don't know, but I lived through a food fight or two in school. What's happening is energetically, we are having these like energetics. So I did a clearing the other day where someone was working with me and she said the entire backside of me was full of energetic splats because I had a lot of stuff being slung at me. Some of you are feeling, understand what that is. So I just got off the phone with someone very special to me, and it was like the fourth conversation I've had within the past 24 hours where people are feeling this pressure cooker. It's almost like if you had a balloon, okay, your balloon is blowing big. And there's a certain point that you've got to let some of the air out, some of the energy out, or the balloon will pop. Good evening to you, Miss Shirley, beautiful lady yourself. And so if you find yourself in that position, first of all, I want you simply to acknowledge it. Say, okay, I didn't realize there was all this going on because I've been busy with family or spouses or other things. You are beautiful, Miss Ida. I didn't really think about the energy, but now that she brings it up, it makes a lot of sense because at this point, I want you to tap into your intuitive knowing, your inside knowing with a capital K. Because my sweet sisters, this message is not going to be broadcast along the bottom of your television screen. You have a deep antenna, a deep reservoir of knowledge that's inside of you that you're being asked to allow to unfold right now. Allow is the word I want you to really remember. Even write that down. Allow. ALLOW. Allow the flow. So when we feel like that pressure cooker, you can feel the pressure coming up. And what do you do during that time? Well, for me, I've certainly had to, seeing so much craziness, I look at the topics and say, okay, hold on for the ride. Isn't that true, Miss Vicky? For me, I've had to use a lot of extra essential oils, so even more than what I used to in the past. For some people, it's extra prayer cards or extra time in prayer or devotion or meditation, however you do that. For others, it's needing more scents, okay? So maybe spray like scents that you can smell in your nose because we need the calming. Sometimes, all right, Miss Joy, I was feeling it today, which is why I jumped on right quick before I finished up my work here today. For some, it's going to be tuning into music. It might be that you need some kind of a track that begins to calm you down. Maybe you need to hear running water. Maybe you need to take a bath with extra salts, okay? Whether it's Himalayan salt or Epsom salt. If you will slow down and ask your soul, please tell me what I need. What do I need right now to alleviate the pressure, to allow the energies to come in and me to drink it into my cells, okay, into my cellular structure? How do I bring it in and simply allow it? And please help me as this is new for me. This is new for me. Your divine team is ready there to help you all. And so part of what's happening is that it's important for each one of us to have a little more grace for others. because especially those that are unawakened, that they're clueless that all these changes are happening in the world, all they know is that things feel uncomfortable and they want it to go back to normal. They don't recognize that the old normal no longer exists and that we actually are being prepared for an even more incredible normal on the other side. Why would we roll to the dysfunctional normal that we all got used to when there's something so much more beautiful waiting for us? That's allowing it to come in. And so it might be that you need to light a candle, maybe multiple times throughout the day. If you are in a closed environment in your home or location at work, maybe you need to really open a window so that you can have some air flowing. The opportunity for each of you, if you are on this, hello for Alberta, I hike with my poodles. Love that, Lillian, and do artwork. Lillian, that's a great way to be able to manage that. Running water is good. Yes, Miss Vicky. I was just suggesting to someone today, maybe go find a water fountain or a water element, even if you just need something little to be able to hear the water. So just know that if you will ask your soul and ask your team about what do you need to help with these energies, because they can be delicious. When you figure this out, so I know that there's this spectrum, where people are feeling it and it's like, oh, go away. And then there's others that are like, wow, this is wonderful. I'm there more. But there are days when I'm like, I want to just smack somebody. Okay, bop them upside the head, bop myself upside the head, lock myself in a room so that I don't have to deal with all the energies. It's good to keep a sense of humor about this one, dear ones. If you need to, in your head, have a fun time and name your sitcom that you're living in at the moment, then name a sitcom and think of all the characters. So all of you that are ready for this shift, you are being, if you will simply work on your energies, elevating your energies, allowing them to go higher, then you will be taken exactly where you need to go. Okay, I love that. I do as well, Miss Aggie. Dr. Teal's lavender bath, I also use that. Ocean waves, Gail, I wish I could bottle up ocean waves and just keep them all the time. And here's the thing, is that many of us are wondering, well, what can we do to help others? You can speak your truth whenever there's an opportunity, but even if you don't speak to anyone else, my sweet sisters and dear brothers, if you will simply do what you can to be that calm influence and to allow the light to come in through you, then what you're doing is you're anchoring a new frequency here on the planet that's going to be nourishing and uplifting to everyone. Now that's difficult because many people are right now doing this and they don't even want to see what's happening. I mean, they don't even tell me. I mean, like they're so scared and so fearful. And when you're fearful, what you do is you literally put like a brick wall in between you and the energy that's coming in. And I want to just hug them and just say, if you'll relax, let it come in, let it flow, let it flow. What's going to happen through this is that each one of you will actually become more and more aware of what your abilities are. I am hearing people that have more intuitive dreams. I am hearing some people say that they can hear more from their divine team or their angels, however you want to have that perspective. The veil between dimensions here is thinning. And as we go through this rapid change, it doesn't have to be scary. So part of that is, I believe, is going through the world with affirmations. I'm a big believer in affirmations to manage this. So some of the ones that I say that you certainly are welcome to take away for you is, I am always in the right place at the right time. I am always in the right place at the right time. I fully accept divine timing. I fully accept divine timing. Okay, absolutely. Thank you, dear brother Dan. So when you're walking through this, you can be the light that's radiating out to everyone. And when you do affirmations, I accept the beauty that's coming my way. I ran across this one the other day. This one was lovely. My metabolism matches my magnificence. How fantastic is that one? I was like, I am so writing that one down. I am so writing that one down. When you start writing down whatever affirmations you want for yourself, part of it is having the courage to be able, Miss Kay, you saw your deceased son in a dream last night and he looked so healthy and happy. Okay, what a gift that was, dear one. What a gift that was. I am not surprised to hear that at all. We are going to be hearing and seeing things that we have been told, and much part of the early part of our journey is that these things weren't possible. And we're going to see things change a lot, dear ones. We're going to need to use discernment, but trust yourself. Trust yourself. Right now, the world is trying to do a number on us and teach us that we cannot trust what we think or what we feel. And what I want to encourage you to is to tune into what you're feeling, your intuitive intelligence. Ask for a confirmation of 3 times if you want. If you hear something new and you're not sure, then ask your soul to give you two more signs. This is a partnership for you to be able to request what it is that you need. So I recognize that this journey isn't exactly easy at the moment, but we have the power to be able to make it as easy or difficult as we want. I love that, Cheryl, putting people first, helping them, and I'm kind. Right now, the world is in much need of extra grace. At times when we release our expectations, when people disappoint us, when we release our expectations because we don't understand why things are happening, grace right now is going to be what is helpful for everybody. The more grace and love that we can pour into others and into situations, even if we're simply sending it from a distance, the more it's going to be like a balm to their soul. You feel me, sweet sisters and my dear brothers? I want you to drink in this peace and this calmness and know that every time something's coming up to you right now and ready to shatter your peace and calmness, it's an opportunity for you to graduate from that lesson. Trying to use the common sense God gave me. Absolutely, dear one. You are having an opportunity to graduate from that lesson. So if it's something old that's coming up that the universe wants to make sure that you've got it, that you're really sure about this lesson, and then you take that with you for eternity because that was a huge soul lesson. So please, when you breathe in right quick, I want you to feel the energy that I'm sending you. It's a beautiful pink color, tinged with green. It's based on love and excitement. And may we all find a peace that surpasses all understanding. And there is joy in the midst of all of this. There is joy in the midst of all of this. And so I'm saying to you what exactly I say to myself when the world wants to spin me and take me down. And remember that anytime that we can choose to go back into the love vibration, love is the greatest power in the universe. And so if someone is mean to us, we can choose love. If we're feeling lonely, then we can still find something to love. We can ask to be reminded of all the times that we have felt love and feel it actually filling up our love cup, our love tank that's inside of us. Please be there. You do the work for you, and please simply be that beautiful pillar of light, that steady, so that others that are completely unaware and unawakened and unsure of what's happening or absolutely clueless about what's happening, that they will find their way. When we are sending that energy out, we are literally sending it out to the world. Okay? So that is my message today, dear ones. Gave my daughter some lavender oil. I find that I'm giving people a number of things, whether it's oils or whether it's suggestions for a bath, or whether it's a candle, or whether it's a note, or whether it's simply meditating and sending prayers. So know that I love you all. I'm going to continue to be on this journey with you, and I continue to hear from many of you about your particular journey. Know how special you are. I'm going to keep reminding you. The sheer fact the day you were born and you took a breath, you were a fractal, a representative of the divine here in an earthly body in the world, here to show that kind of divine love out to the world. It can be healing, it can be nourishing, it can be hopeful. So give yourself a break. If you're on the other end of the continuum where things are feeling extra crazy, then know that you'll find your way back to peace. Okay, if you're finding yourself at a place where you're feeling a little depressed and lonely, then know that that's temporary, because you'll always find your way back to the light. There is no other way for those of you that are connected with me. You are absolutely connected with me for a reason. So I'm sending you lots of good energy today, dear ones. Okay, love you all. Until next time. All right.